What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 81 of the Game Room Podcast. I'm Rome.
I'm Dev.
And, yeah, how you doing, Dev?
Tired, but not bad.
Still tired, man?
You
gotta get more sleep, man.
Yeah.
I'm really not one to tell you that. I'm also so tired. But anyways, welcome to the Game Room Podcast, where each and every week we go through all of the headlines from the previous week. I should probably turn my phone on silent. Oh, gosh. But anyways, we go through the headlines of each and every week, get you caught up to speed, talk about what we're playing, stuff like that. If you like what you see, please subscribe, join our Discord, which can be found in the description down below, and hang out with us here in the chat. But for now, let's get into the topics and headlines of the show, starting with number one. Nintendo's mysterious NSO test program is accessible now, and we have some information on it. Now, to be clear, this isn't available to play until October 24th. So if you are, one of those people who can't wait to get into it, you're going to have to wait a few more days, as I'm sure somebody will give us even more information at that point. But for now, let's see what we have. So, first is coming from Insider Gaming. The leak started on Twitter with user Ethan This Guy, who shared several images of the playtest's contents. Nintendo quickly DMCA'd the content, but Mirrors and other users have since uploaded the photos. The images read, "In this game, the goal is to work with others to fully develop," and they use quotation marks into underdevelop, "a massive, expansive planet by utilizing creativity and farmed resources. As you progress across the planet, you'll discover new lands, enemies, and resources that will become essential in your journey." It continues, "Throughout your adventure, players will be granted special tools known as beacons. These beacons emit a heating light that purifies and develops the land. The higher your beacon is placed, the wider its beacon zone becomes. Within your beacon zone, your best work can be done. Players will repeat this process until their current planetary block is considered fully developed." Images and details from the leak suggest that the game is going to be a Nintendo MMO, with the visually on-brand in a cartoony fashion. Images of the leak can be found over at the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, which I think I saw some of the pictures on Twitter. I don't have any prepared for right now, though. But I think I saw like a picture of like, it was like a globe talking about like the beacons.
Okay.
So I'm
Is
trying
that
to...
an official picture? Or is this...
There's nothing official. Remember, this is NDA.
Yeah, you're right.
The Nintendo... Yeah, look, I looked up...
Well, actually...
Look, it's literally taken down by Nintendo.
They got it.
Yeah.
So they said they didn't ask anyone to sign an NDA.
They had a really long user end license agreement that you had to agree to get a code.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I would consider that basically an NDA. I don't see any pictures of it. Again, I did see some today. But the Nintendo Switch Online playtest program is scheduled to take place between October 24th and November 6th. Before we go on to our next part about this story, Nintendo MMO. So what are your initial thoughts? While I did see some of the stuff, I didn't read all this because I wanted to be surprised with you. Mm-hmm. So I'll start with you.
That's the first time hearing all that.
Yeah. So I'll start with you. What do you think about all this?
I mean, when I heard MMO, my first thought was like something Animal Crossing like
which is why you put Animal Crossing up.
But it does sound something similar to like an Animal Crossing Minecraft-y thing. Like you build a block, and when it's good enough, like in Animal Crossing, you get 5 stars if your island's good enough. It sounds like you have to complete a block with whatever your beacon is on, and
it sounds to me like you're put into a server,
yeah,
with a bunch of other players, and you have to work with those players to fully explore the entire world.
Yeah, but also to like build and to expand.
Right. I mean, I just think it's a really cool concept.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see how it works out. It makes sense why Nintendo couldn't test this internally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because this is it's an MMO. This is a grand scale project.
Just the thought of a Nintendo MMO sounds awesome. Like I don't know what it is, and it might be very childish. I don't know, but it just sounds fun. They're really good at what they do. Like,
well, again, the rumors say that it is going to have that Nintendo charm. So I would assume you're going to be Mies, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you're just anyone from Nintendo. Like, let me be Link. Let me walk around this MMO. Basically, let me turn this MMO into a Zelda game.
Okay.
It could be one of those things where it's like, make it whatever you want it to be. I always had this idea, right, for a Nintendo game, where, and this was when Amiibos were really coming out, but I always had this idea where, like, why don't you do, like, an Amiibo kind of, like, toy box, like, kind of like what they did with Disney Infinity and stuff like that, and, like, the Lego Dimensions.
I mean, that would make
where
sense,
it's like,
right?
Where it's like, what if you have the Amiibo, like, hey, like, here's the toy box, like, here's the sandbox. No, here's the sandbox. Scan your Amiibo in and make the sandbox that game. So it's like, and like, just have a world where it's like, hey, I want to tackle this world as if it were a Zelda game. Or no, I want to tackle this as if it were like a Metroid game. Or you know what? I want to tackle this world like it was an Animal Crossing game. And I just always thought that would be like a lot to figure out, but like that would be such a cool video game. Maybe this could be something like that. I don't know. I mean, obviously we're going to get more information eventually when it becomes available in 3 days and a bunch of people are online playing it.
Yeah.
However, now that it's accessible, it's been data mined.
Okay.
So the Nintendo Switch Online playtest program has barely just begun. Leaks are coming out left and right. It took just minutes for the first batch of information, which we talked about, to leak out from someone on social media. Now, just hours later, more has been spotted via data mining. A user by the name of Sky began posting the information on Blue Sky this morning, which, okay, side note, tangent. Blue Sky, way better than Twitter. like Deborah, like, you don't understand. You don't really use social media. Like, no. Believe me when I tell you this, that, like, so I made a Blue Sky a while ago, and I liked it, but there wasn't a lot of people on it, and like there wasn't a lot of user base, and I wasn't really like seeing a lot. I was like, okay, well, this will be good to keep in my back pocket, especially as Elon Musk continues to just tank Twitter. Like, he just continues to destroy it. But we, it was really cool because over the weekend, Elon was like, all right, well, blocking is going away. No more blocking people. And the thing is, he managed to piss off almost everybody who's not in his fan base, because some people originally were like, oh, well, who cares if you get rid of blocking? Like, I'm just not going to pay attention to those people. Like, I don't follow those people. I don't follow mutuals who would share that. But what people didn't realize, I like Cole Eastwood. He's a great content creator. I love his Xbox stuff. He was like, I don't care. I'm still going to use Twitter because, like, I just won't pay any attention to the people I block. And then he realized, like, oh, the people that are blocked, they could see my stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a two-way street, and I think he realized that.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people over the weekend. A lot of my Twitter follows were like, all right, here's my Blue Sky. Like, I'm going to use it more as time goes on, they said. And so far, it's going really good. They have a really nice community over there. I was doing, like, some live posting of AEW, and, like, so Blue Sky's great. Sorry. Tangent, but...
No, I wasn't expecting that. Like...
Blue Sky's really good. Like, I would almost recommend you make a Blue Sky. I know you don't do social media, but it actually is going really well. It just needs a few more, like, features that I would like to see from the app, and then, like, it'll be perfect. It's really coming along good. They added the ability to post video, only up to 60 seconds right now, though. I'd like to see them do a little bit more with it. But, yeah. So...
Okay. Well, follow us on Blue Sky.
Yeah, follow me on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Rome W. I'll have to put that in so you can put in the description.
Me, yeah.
Like, honestly, I really am loving my time there. Like, I'm gonna spend more time. Like, we just got a like on Blue Sky for the Game Room podcast being live. Cody, if you're hanging out with us, what's up? So yeah. Anyways, let's get back into Nintendo Switch Online. Information found includes the playtest's code name of Rockstock, as well as a list of what appears to be mechs or vehicles and minigames. I just saw you crack a smile.
Yeah.
It's okay, you can be happy. The Nintendo Ninjas aren't going to come for you. You're not the one that broke this news. It's
I have to see it first, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This is cool, but...
It was also shown to be... the development team is being developed... It's being developed by Nintendo EPD4, which... is the development group responsible... 1-2 Switch, Ring Fit Adventure, Nintendo Switch Sports, and more. Not a team that I really have a lot of high regard for, but, it's Nintendo, so I'm going to give the quality there benefit of the doubt. Other things discovered were song files from the playtest that would fit with a character creator, such as setting skin tone or body shape, or even files to suggest both PvE and PvP are within the game. Quote, I would like to grant you a beacon. However, it seems that you cannot carry any more pieces, one string reads. Prepare some empty space, then return to me. This is all just data mine stuff.
It's funny because as much as you hate live service stuff, I feel like Nintendo and live service just go hand in hand. People want content from Nintendo, and they won't give people the opportunity to pay for their stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, this is...
Speaking of the song files, Sky uploaded what appeared to be a full soundtrack for people to download and listen to themselves. Nintendo has yet to confirm any information about what the playtest program could be about. Let's be honest, they won't.
Yeah.
When it was first having people sign up, the company asked people not to share information about what they experience online. Mm-hmm. It's clear that many didn't take the request to heart. Based on the information that's come out in the last 24 hours or so, it seems clear that it might be some sort of MMO in development at Nintendo. What do you think the Nintendo Switch Online playtest is all about? Yeah, for me, it's just like we've talked about it. I think it could be an MMO. I think it's got a lot of promise. I mean, we were talking about the Game Freak leaks last week, and there was talk about a Pokemon MMO. So it's like, I think as Nintendo, if I'm Nintendo, I'm looking at like Splatoon for example, and how successful. Like when people,
That's what I mean. Though.
when
like,
people said like when the idea came across like everyone's attention was like, hey, Nintendo's making an online competitive shooter. People were like, what? That's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Splatoon was awesome.
Yeah.
And so like, if I'm Nintendo and I'm like, I'm looking at,
they're also all about multiplayer. Like that's their whole thing, family friendly multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, just having something where. I remember when I used to like put my DS in what street mode and just put it in my pocket and just go places. Like it's I don't know,
it's connectivity.
Yeah,
it's something Nintendo's always strived for, and yet somehow done a really bad job at fully utilizing.
Yeah,
it's really impressive.
This sounds like this could be a turnaround in that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Their version of Fortnite.
I mean, obviously, we're gonna have more to talk about next week about it once people are actually playing it. Next week's show should be a really fun one, actually, because we're gonna be talking about that. Call of Duty's gonna be out by then. Like, there's gonna be a lot going on, because it is that time of year, October, November, where it's like it's gonna.
We're here.
We're in the end game.
Does it feel like it was 80-something degrees today?
Dude, it was so hot. I was like, why? I can't do it. I hate the heat, and so like when I woke up this morning and I left my house to go to work, it was nice and chilly.
Yeah.
And I was in my car and I looked at my phone, looked for the weather today. It said 80 degrees. I was like, no way, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I had to wear a hoodie this morning.
So I wasn't wearing it on the way home.
No, not at all.
It was so disappointing, man. But well, we're actually in a drought. I don't know if you know that Philadelphia area is in a drought right now. Parts of New Jersey, we were looking at our grass. Part of the grass died.
Oh no.
Because we were thinking like, oh, it's gonna rain. So we didn't water it, and it's like now it's dead. But yeah, so that's the Nintendo playtest. Let's move on to number 2 in the headlines. The Xbox partner preview was this past week. Deborah, did you get a chance to watch it?
I did.
Okay. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
I liked it too. Anyways, number 3. No, I'm just kidding. Let's dive in a little bit and talk about what was announced at the show. So, first up, we saw Alan Wake 2's The Lake House DLC, which I'm really excited because as we talk about, I'm a big physical gamer here. Love my physical copies of games. Alan Wake 2 has their physical release coming out this week, which I will be getting, and it comes with all of the DLC, which I assume includes this one. Oh, so it's exclusive. Oh, so this is exclusive to. I'm looking at it right now. First up, we had the terrifying and gruesome trailer for Alan Wake 2, The Lake House DLC. Okay. This DLC is set to be the darkest and scariest setting for the Alan Wake franchise yet, so a lot of horror fans are unsurprisingly excited for it. The new trailer showcased some gameplay footage and confirmed the previously leaked release date. Alan Wake 2's The Lake House releases exclusively to Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition owners on October 22nd for Xbox, Windows, PC, and PlayStation. The expansion takes place alongside the main Alan Wake 2 story and directly connects to it, but it offers yet another connection to Remedy Entertainment's Control universe. That's really cool. I can't wait to really sit down and like play Alan Wake 2 with all this DLC because I've been watching the trailers for the DLC this year, knowing that the physical release was coming, and I'm just like, this looks like
gorgeous. It's like,
awesome. Like everything has looked so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play this. I loved Control. I know you really loved Control.
Yeah, I loved Control so much.
Maybe I'll let you like watch me as I play, like watch me play this part. Yeah. But yeah, more about Control later.
This is all included into
the deluxe edition, which is the physical copy. There's also going to be a digital deluxe edition, I believe, as well. That's going to have everything.
Okay.
There's also going to be. I don't have it in the headlines, but there's also going to be a free update coming out for Alan Wake 2 this week as well. Okay. With a lot of quality of life improvements. That's free to everybody.
Okay.
But it's launching alongside kind of the deluxe, but it's like available for everybody. Next up was Chronos: The New Dawn. Continuing the horror theme, appropriate for this time of year, Bloober Team has joined the Xbox partner preview in order to announce its next project. Chronos: The New Dawn is set in a futuristic, alternate 1980s Poland, and is a brutal survival horror game that builds on Bloober's improvements with the Silent Hill 2 remake. The studio is certainly keeping busy lately, with Chronos: The New Dawn set to release sometime next year in 2025 for Xbox Series and Windows PC. I don't know if this got a PlayStation announcement. Admittedly, I'm reading off of Windows Central. They did mention the first one was a PlayStation as well, but they didn't mention this one, so I don't know.
Okay. The trailer was... So, I like this trailer a lot.
Okay, so go ahead and talk about it.
No, it was just like very eerie, very creepy. not knowing what's happening because he's playing chess with this random woman.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
It was kind of giving off Bioshock vibes a
A little
bit.
bit.
Which I love Bioshock, one of my favorite games of the 360 generation. So when you kind of get that like mix of like futuristic horror, but also like it's almost, I would almost describe it as like liminal gaming, like liminal space gaming, where it's just like everything just seems off.
So the gameplay seemed like Dead Spacey, but the story almost.
Yeah, it's like this old lady just playing chess with this robot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, it's so out of place. And I really love stuff like that. Yeah, this looked great. I mean, obviously, Bluebird Team, we're going to have a story about Bluebird Team later. Okay. But, like, they're really kind of right now coming into their own. The Medium kind of under-delivered amongst other little things. But Silent Hill 2, from what I've heard, has been phenomenal. And this looks really promising as well. Next up, we saw a trailer for Blind Fire, a brief gameplay trailer for a new first-person shooter that is already available in early access. It's a fast-paced arena shooter in which players will need to make careful use of tools, traps, and even echolocation to track down their opponents in darkened spaces. One of the two games shadow dropped during the Xbox Partner Preview. Blind Fire is a part of the Xbox Game Preview program for Xbox Series and Windows PC. I don't know how to feel about this game. I mean, I'm not a big arena shooter, admittedly, arena shooter guy, but like a lot of people that I follow that do like arena shooters didn't seem to care about this.
It doesn't look bad. I like the idea of using. You're in the dark and you have to use the light around you. I like that idea.
I just don't know how much players are going to be into the idea of not being able to see what they're shooting at. I mean, like
everything seems pretty visual on the screen. I guess you'll have tools and stuff that'll help you. I see flash grenades and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the game doesn't exactly look like this. This was more of like a tone setter.
Oh, okay.
Again, I have not played it.
Gameplay.
I can't really speak to it, admittedly, but like, I don't know. It just seems like the people that I follow that should like this and should care about it don't seem to be impressed by it. So, I mean, we'll have to see. It's still early. It's an early access. Check it out. If you're watching, not live, maybe in the post show. And you've played Blind Fire, let us know in the comments what you think about it. Next up, we saw Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Which, what a crazy game that got announced at Tokyo Game Show. The Like a Dragon franchise, which succeeds the legendary Yakuza JRPG series, is getting a new entry featuring fan favorite Goro Majima becoming a pirate in Hawaii. This was crazy. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii got a new trailer during the partner preview, showcasing slick visuals, new gameplay footage with action-packed combat, goofy antics, and even naval ship battles. Yeah. Which, like, I've played like a few of the Yakuza games. I want to get more into the series, especially with like the Xbox getting physical releases from limited run games. This was crazy. This was an insane trailer.
Yeah, out of nowhere. But it looks very, like, I don't know, it looks good.
Like, the kid's like, hey, we're going to play pirate. He's like, I guess we're playing pirate. And it's just like a bunch of regular people on the ship as crew. In a suit. Yeah, it's just like, these are regular people and they're just sailing.
Yeah.
Right now, Ubisoft is like so mad. Like, why didn't they like our game?
Yeah.
It's like, because this game has like soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this game has character. Also, shout out to AEW wrestler Samoa Joe, who is in this trailer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do an English dub. I know some of the like more recent Like a Dragon games had dubs to them. I don't know if Joe's going to dub his own character or not, but I don't believe it was him speaking Japanese in the trailer. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was. But this just looks crazy, and it just looks so cool.
Looks very fun.
It does. Like, that's the thing. This looks like a fun video game. So, yeah. And they actually bumped the release date up a week from February 28th to February 21st, which I forget if that's a good or bad thing for other games. There's Samoja. Because I know Avowed is coming out in February, Assassin's Creed Shadows is February, so it's weird to see this game move closer to those games. I forget if maybe there's something coming out in like early March that it's trying to get out of the way of. Mm-hmm. I don't remember, but I mean, we'll see how it does. After that, we saw Mouse PI for Hire, which is a really unique first-person shooter that faithfully captures the old-school animation style of classic Mickey Mouse cartoons in a new format. It seems you'll explore a grayscale world on journeys to solve a variety of mysteries, equipped with an arsenal of over-the-top weaponry. Mouse PI for Hire releases sometime in 2025. I thought this game looked so cool.
Yeah, it did look very cool.
This is an art style that's like it's so unique. Not a lot of shooters are doing this.
No.
Like really, any shooters are doing this.
It reminds me a little bit of Cuphead, and that's
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that like old cartoony style.
Best
I
for
really like
good thing for me though is like I'm much more into shooters than I am platformers.
Yeah.
So I did not immediately I have Cuphead in the collection. Did not play it.
Yeah.
This is something I will be playing. Like this looks really good. It just looks so good, like smooth too. Like we're watching gameplay of it right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like it just looks really good.
I love the backgrounds are more realistic, I guess.
Yeah. The backgrounds are more 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
But all the animations inside the world
Very
are 2D.
Yeah, I really like
Like
that.
the characters are 2D. It's almost kind of like a Doom aesthetic, where like the original Doom games were like, it was kind of a 2D space you were running around in.
the 3D, yeah.
Yeah, but like it was a 3D world you're running around in, but like it was all flat because of the limitations of the time. But the characters were kind of like flat images that would turn to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game looks dope. I'm really looking forward to it. After that, we got an announcement for Subnautica 2, a legendary survival game with light, heavy elements. And it's getting a long-awaited sequel with some serious graphical and cinematic upgrades. It's releasing sometime in 2025, and it will be available day one in Game Pass. And there will be co-op in Subnautica 2.
What an awesome trailer.
It was a really cool trailer. It's not really a game that really ever... Like, the first one never... Like, it didn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm. Did you play it at all?
I think I might have played it a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't play it at all, but it was a game I really liked watching playthroughs of.
Yeah.
Because I don't like playing survival games. I'm like not a survival game player.
Right.
But this game I thought was really interesting. It being under the sea and like I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So then to see it announced too with co-op, I think a lot of people are going to jump in. It was a lot of people's favorite game.
And it's going to be a Game Pass game. This is a good game to get into Game Pass.
Absolutely,
The survival style game, co-op. Like, it's going to be a big hit probably with streamers, I'd imagine. It's not really a game that does anything for me, though, personally.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to watch other people play it.
Yeah. After that, we saw Animal Well, a truly unique 2D mystery platformer from, I think you used to watch him on YouTube, Donkey, right?
Donkey, yeah, he actually did the...
Yeah, he did the voice for it, too. Yeah. And it blends Metroidvania elements into the secret-filled world. It's shadow dropped on Xbox, available that day. I think it's already available on Switch and PlayStation, though.
He has a publishing company now, so this was his first big game on his publishing company.
Have you played this?
No. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, though, but I haven't played it.
I have, too. I've heard a lot of good stuff. After that, we saw Eden's Zero.
Is this coming to Game Pass, by the way? Animal Well?
No. Well, not right now.
Okay.
Maybe someday, but not right now. It's already available on Xbox. It's shadow dropped. Next up was Eden Zero, a new Konami published action game. That's right, Konami. Set in the Eden Zero manga and anime universe created by Hiro Mashima. Following the exploits of Shiki Granbell, Eden's Zero sees players recruit a variety of unique characters on a quest to track down a mysterious cosmic entity. Eden Zero is coming to Xbox and Windows PC at some point in 2025. What's up to Ty in the chat saying, everyone shitted on Donkey when he said he would publish this game. They said he knows nothing about games. Now this game is successful. Yeah, very true. I've never seen the anime for
No, I don't know this anime
Eden
either.
Zero, so maybe if Forrest was here, he could tell us about it. But game looked alright.
Yeah.
After that, we saw Eternal Strands, a fire-filled third-person action adventure game that has already accrued a fair amount of attention. Created by developers who worked on Dragon Age, Assassin's Creed, and more, Eternal Strands boasts titanic bosses, deep crafting systems, and diverse combat.
It's a pretty looking game.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I thought this was a really good looking game. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely down for this.
It reminds me a little bit of a Monster Hunter esque game. I wonder if that's how it's gonna play. But
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It looked good though. After that, we saw Mistfall Hunter. This new game mixes Souls-like gameplay with extraction mechanics to create something new, and it's set in a dark fantasy world that blends magic and technology. Mistfall Hunters doesn't have a release date, but it's coming to Xbox and PC in the near future. There will be a closed beta in the near future as well that players can sign up for. I don't know how I feel about this just because of the genre alone. I'm not really a Souls-like guy, and also I'm not... I find it hard to get into the extraction genre. I just don't.
I don't.
I don't really get into it that much.
I get it. I like both of those things, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably not something I'll play. I'll probably watch someone else play it, but both of those, that sounds really cool. Like, I like Extraction at least. I played Extraction-based games, so to imagine a Souls-like Extraction just sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The game looks cool. It looks really good. It was a really good trailer, really good showing. I don't know if it's going to be for me.
Gotcha.
Next up was Wheel World, which, okay, so Windows Central does mention this. When they first showed this game, I was like, I swear we've seen this game before, but with a different name. And I looked it up, and I was right. So it used to be called Ghost Bikes.
Okay.
And they changed it to Wheel World. I hate the new name. I'm just going to say it now. Like
Ghost Bikes isn't that much better.
I think Ghost Bikes is a cool name for what they're going for, because you're riding a bike, and it's a ghost. Yeah. So it's a ghost bike.
So he's a ghost rider?
Kinda, I guess. I don't know. I hear what you're saying. I just don't like the name Wheel World. I thought it was kind of an underwhelming name change.
This reminds me of another game that I played where you ride a hover bike. Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Off the top of my head, no.
I gotta look it up. But it's the same art style.
The game looks really chill. Looks really cool. It is coming from Annapurna Interactive, which, I mean, their portfolio of published games speaks for itself. Like, they're a really strong publisher, despite the fact they've lost their entire games team. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that they're still a really good publisher at least. But this game looks really good.
Sable. I don't know.
Sable. Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same developers, but it looks a lot like Sable.
It is a very similar art style. Yeah, for sure. So anyway, with Wheel World, upcoming indie game published by Annapurna Interactive, in which you'll explore a vast, colorful open world at your own pace. Your goal is to collect and repair all of the missing ghost bikes, which possess the ability to travel between the living and dead worlds. In addition to exploration, crafting, and secret hunting, you'll also participate in bike races. This is coming to Game Pass, which means there's a good chance I'll play it.
Oh, I'm 100% playing this.
I really love the aesthetic of it. So I'm definitely down. It's coming out early 2025, which is a good time frame to get a game that I'm not 100% sure I'm going to play or not on Game Pass. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. After that, we saw Phasmophobia. After what felt like an eternal wait, Phasmophobia is finally making its Xbox debut later this month. The popular online co-op horror game Phasmophobia tasks you and up to 3 of your friends with identifying supernatural entities at haunted locations, utilizing a vast arsenal of tools. The game's coming out October 29th for Xbox, PC... Oh, not PC. It's already out on PC. Xbox and PlayStation, I believe, coming out the same day on October 29th.
Is this a Game Pass game?
It's not, but
this is another one that should be.
I really want to play this with people, with you and Forrest and
if
group
this was
of friends.
A Game Pass game,
You're just Ghost Hunters. It's Ghost Hunters the game, and I want to play it. It just looks... it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Next up, we saw The Legend of Babu. A adorable action-adventure game that is more brutal than it looks. Ty says, you suckers haven't played Metaphor, but you're looking at Wheel World. To be fair, I want to play Metaphor. I just haven't bought it yet. I've heard it. Hold on, actually. Tangent. Metaphor sounds incredible.
Yeah.
It's something I really want to play. I'm still trying to limit myself to how many games I'm buying in a month. So, that's the only reason why I didn't buy it. But, even then, even now, I'm just
No, everything about the game looks cool.
It looks really good.
The style of it, the story.
Really good. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I have time right now for a Persona, JRPG for 300 hours. I can't beat Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
I can't beat it. And I'm just...
I think it's time to put it away.
No.
To put it in the box.
Can't do it.
Put it away.
Too much pride. For the love of the game. Can't do it. Can't do it. Anyways, Legend of Babu. It's coming PC, Xbox 2025.
No, this is a cute looking game.
I didn't think it looked that great, personally.
You got a big dog. You can go out and run adventures with.
It was fine.
The world looked nice.
It was fine.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't really do anything for me at the time. Maybe if I rewatch it, I'll feel differently. To be fair, I'm also thinking about Octopath Traveler now. Miserable, as per usual. After that,
you give people a giant pet to ride on, I think they're into it.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, it looks good.
It's at least pretty.
It looks pretty. Yeah, it looks good. After that, we saw Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. The third game that Xbox confirmed for its partner preview show was Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Dark and stylistic action game heading to Xbox, Windows, PC, and Game Pass at some point in 2025. Again, I'm not a Souls-like guy. This game looked dope as hell. It's on Game Pass, so that always helps. It always helps the chances. If it's something that like doesn't like 100% grab me. Hold on. Ty says, if you can't beat Octopath because you're tired, try playing it in bed via xCloud or something. No, so Ty, so I'm stuck on the end game boss. Like, not even the end game. It's a post-game end game boss. It is one of the most, if not the most ridiculous experience I've ever had in a game. Where it's like, so I think I've mentioned this on previous shows, and I don't think you were here last week. But so basically, Ty, you have to. So here's what you have to do. You have to go through a gauntlet of basically fighting the last boss of every character's last chapter, which at this point is easy to me. But the problem is that there's like 8 of them, so I have to go through and fight 8 bosses, and then I can go and I can do the final boss, which is a 2-parter. The first part is doable. I've done it every time I've played it. But the problem is it's a long fight. It takes like 30 plus minutes to do alone, that one fight. And then I get to the final fight, and he's got moves that can basically one-shot me even if I'm over full health. Because basically it's JRPG. There's like skills and stuff, and you can make it so your characters can be healed over their full health capacity. And I would have all of my 4 characters above full health capacity, and like I just get one-shotted.
It's random.
It's RNG. It's completely RNG bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's something that I haven't been able to beat. The biggest thing about why I haven't been able to beat it is because of the time sink. And there's no saving in between any of this, mind you. So like from the start, I need to beat the 8 bosses, and then I need to beat the first part of the boss, and then I need to make it to the second part of the boss and like try to figure it out as I go. Even though I've looked up guides, I've looked up walkthroughs. One of the walkthroughs that I was following through the whole time to make sure I got all the collectibles literally says like, there's not much of a strategy to this. You just gotta like kind of get lucky, and it's like that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So like it's been really rough, and I don't know what I'm going to do because like I really don't want to. I'm so close. It's totally at this point sunken cost fallacy for me, where it's like saved file wise, I'm 150 hours in, like 140 hours in or whatever. But like not including like failed attempts, which don't save because I can't save and then I die and then I go back to my save file. We're probably in the 170 hour mark at this point, or 160 hour mark. I can't, out of pride, out of sheer pride at this point, I can't stop. But I haven't made an attempt in like a week. I haven't played a lot of games this week. I was so busy with like work and then being tired and then like podcasting. It's just I haven't had time to play anything. So like then it gets worse because like in the meantime I've started Zelda. But even that, like, I'm not even getting any time in Zelda. Because I'm, like, it has nothing to do with xCloud. And the problem is that, like, I looked into, like, go grind levels. The way Octopath Traveler works is that the levels are all kind of set, and they're fixed. So, like, I'm at a point now where, like, I'm not going to gain much by grinding more, but I'm going to have to try and see if it kind of pushes me over the edge. But, like, we're at a point now where the grinding takes a really long time because I'm so high leveled. But, like, it's minimal gains for all this time spent. So it's like, am I better off just kind of grinding more and maybe still not being good enough? Or should I just go and keep trying, keep trying? Yeah. So I don't know. It's been terrible. I have a vacation coming up next week, and I wanted this game to be done at the beginning of October, and it's not.
Yeah, if this game isn't done by your vacation, you can't play this game when you're on vacation.
No, I can't. I know I can't. I know I can't do it on my vacation. I can't. But anyways, yeah, enough of that. The last game showed was FBC Firebreak, set in the Control universe. It's a 3-player co-op multiplayer game. It's the first time Remedy Entertainment's ever done a game like this. Mm-hmm. Players will work together and challenge armies of supernatural enemies in familiar location. FBC Firebreak is coming to Xbox, Windows PC in 2025, and Xbox Game Pass. And here's something else I found out. This is the only game that's ever done this. It's coming out on the same day for Game Pass and PlayStation Plus.
Oh, okay.
They want this game everywhere, and I think it's really smart by Remedy because this is a game this is a genre they don't do very often, but they're also taking a really good idea where it's like, hey, like we're doing a live service type online game. Like, we're usually a narrative-driven game maker. We're doing something new here. We see that, like, we need to get as many people playing this game as possible.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's really smart to get it on Game Pass, get it on PlayStation Plus, like, get it everywhere. It's not about exclusivity. It's about how many people are playing your game.
It looks fun.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Fun.
I think it looks good for what it is. I mean, I think Remedy, they're a great developer. So, like, I definitely wouldn't sell this game short, even if it's not a genre I care much for.
We'll have to play it. I definitely want to try it.
Yeah, I would definitely play it. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will absolutely jump in.
See if we can get Ty or Forrest to play with us.
Yeah. So that was the Xbox partner preview. So for what it was, I thought it was a really solid showcase. There wasn't anything here where I was like freaking out over, but again, like that's not what that showcase is for. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, okay, like it was good. It filled a lot of contractual obligations for them to show off games with their publishing partners. It showed some good games. It got some Game Pass additions, and you know, I think that's a good show for me. All right, number 3 in the headlines. Pokemon, the TCG card game, Pocket. Sorry, Pokemon TCG Pocket, which is the new phone game coming out next week, has surpassed 6 million pre-registrations. Quote, what a milestone. Launch day about to go wild. Thank you everyone for helping us achieve this. If you still need to pre-register, head to the mobile app store via the link below to do so. And that was from the Pokemon TCG Pocket official Twitter account. I'm pre-registered. You're pre-registered. I can't wait to sink my entire life into this.
I was telling you before the podcast, they're Nintendo and Pokemon. They're about to make so much money. They're about to make Game Freak's going to rake in a bunch of money with this game. Like,
yeah. Ty said Remedy is learning from Square Enix's mistakes. Yeah, no, I mean absolutely. Like, just put your game everywhere. Like that's kind of what the future really is going to hold. I'm excited to play this. I'm going to try my best not to spend money on this. I'm really going to try. 2 free packs a day. Like, I'm definitely going to, like, this is a game that I'm going to, like, every day open it up. It's going to be part of my, like, my routine. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open my packs. I'm going to stare at the shop.
Mm-hmm. I was telling you,
some days I'm going to bite, some days I'm not.
They're going to be selling accounts. Or I guess if you can trade.
Yeah, you could trade. You can sell. I don't know if you can sell, but you can trade. You can battle.
People are going to create their own markets to sell cards.
They'll figure something out. They'll figure some way to make it happen. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for this. This game is launching next week, I believe, on October 30th. Right before my vacation, too.
There you go. This is the game.
What a way. What a way to have a vacation. So what'd you do? Collected digital Pokemon cards. Is that all? Yeah, that's all I did. That's all I did. And I voted. I voted, and then I went and played Pokemon. Ty says, the biggest surprise with Pokemon TCG game is that it's happening now. This should have released years ago. Nintendo, be slow. Someone's actually they slow every time. I get your point. I'm not sure if I understand the last part. But yeah, Nintendo... Well, Ty, we were talking about the playtest earlier. You're going to have to go back and listen to it before you got here. But it sounds like it might be like an MMO from Nintendo, which would be pretty insane. But yeah, like things like that. Like it's kind of crazy that they haven't done this yet. Like it took them a really long time to figure this out. You know what I mean? Generous Lover says, "Is this the NSO playtest?" What's up? So no, this isn't the NSO playtest. We had talked about the NSO playtest at the start of our show. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, get down. Sorry. Cats, man.
I think you got the camera a little.
Did I?
A little bit.
Oh, no. Right. Hopefully it's not too bad. Deborah, go wipe it off. We're live. Sorry, folks. Generous Lover, this is not the NSO playtest. So basically, it is believed, based off data mining, that the NSO playtest is an MMO. Oh, no. I'm blinded. It's an MMO from Nintendo. Basically, it's going to be about exploring a world with other players and fully discovering it using beacons. So there's a lot of really interesting details about it. We're going to find out more once it becomes fully available.
But what we just showed was the TCG Pocket, which is a Pokemon trading card game that comes out next week.
Yeah. So yeah, Generous Lover, I would recommend. We covered some really good information on that earlier. Hang out with us now. Once we get done the show, just go back. We opened the show with it this week. Generally, we kind of try to do the biggest stories first, and then we work our way down. So, yeah, hang out with us, and then when that's over, you can go back and check it out. There's some good details on that. We're both really excited for that. Um, as we are with the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. Speaking of other things that I'm really excited for, number 4 on the headlines is the Analog 3D. It is Analog's 4K Nintendo 64, launching in 2025 for $249. It's not coming out this year as originally planned, but Analog is finally ready to share details on its take on a Nintendo 64. The Analog 3D will launch early next year. The company says Q1 2025, costing at $249.99. It comes in either black or white. Pre-orders went live today, October 21st at 11 a.m. Eastern. As of right now, 8:54 p.m., the white consoles are sold out. The black systems are still available. Right before we went live, I looked at it. I don't know if it's still available. First announced at the beginning of the year, the Analog 3D is the modern take on the N64. Similar to previous analog consoles covering the NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, and Game Boy, the new console can upscale classic games to 4K, includes multiple display modes to mimic the look and feel of a CRT display. Analog says it's designed with a bespoke, purpose-built 4K upscaler. The company says the Analog 3D is 100% compatible with Nintendo 64's cartridge library. It's region-free by utilizing FPGA technology, which allows it to function like the original console. This is good news for the N64 in particular, which has been notoriously hard to emulate. I can back that up. Back in the day, I used to use ROMs, and, they don't work. I own the games for the ROMs I used. I just didn't have an N64 at the time. Relax, Nintendo. I own the games. But yeah, emulation on the N64 is terrible. So this is a really good option for people that want to upscale and really get the most out of their N64 games. The Analog 3D supports Bluetooth. It has 4 original controller ports, 2 USB ports, and an SD card slot. You can check out the specs on their website. They have a new operating system dubbed 3DOS. And they also announced it alongside a controller, which honestly, the controller is one of my favorite parts about this thing because it looks like a really good modernized take on the N64 button layout, including like the C buttons.
I kind of wish Nintendo used this controller as their you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish Nintendo had it. Again, the button sizes of this, if you look at the controller, it really matches up with what the N64 did in terms of button size and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The controllers are sold separately, so I really want one, maybe even regardless. It's a Bluetooth, so it's maybe use it for something. What's up, Ash? She was the one I was spraying earlier. Hello, Ash. Our producer has made an appearance after not being on the show for a couple weeks. Yeah. Man, I want this thing. I want this thing really bad.
I know you do.
Now, I'm hopeful that Analog will do multiple runs of this as they've done with their past hardware. I really want to get the Game Boy one as well, the Analog Pocket. But man, Analog does really, really high quality work, and it's just really good stuff. Dev, if you could have an analog type console for any old console, what would it be?
Probably the whole DS line. If I could just have any of the DS games just in my pocket, that'd be set.
Upscaled 4K.
Yeah. A bigger screen.
See, for me, it would be the N64 or the GameCube.
Okay.
Those are the two big ones for me. I mean,
the DS has so many games. It's such a huge library across just from DDS to 3DS to all of them.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
The Analog the Analog 3D also does have the expansion pack built in. It has all the N64 stuff built in that Nintendo sold you separately on the N64. So again, this will play everything. Ty says Cult of Lamb has sold 4.5 million since launch. Nice. And Ty says he would have an analog Dreamcast. He never had a Dreamcast. That's a cool one, man. I think. Oh, they did a Genesis. I was gonna say you should look at Analog's storefront because they definitely did a Sega one. I think I even said it earlier. No, it's the Genesis. But yeah, I mean, for everyone watching, what would you like if you have one console? You can get a 4K, beautiful, perfect. like the Homelander thing. It was perfect. Perfect. Again, for me, it's the N64, the GameCube. Those are just my two favorite systems.
Yeah.
I would love to get those. Or an Xbox 360 one. Which, I mean, I guess you can kind of do on the Xbox Series X, so it doesn't count. That's why I didn't say it the first time.
They've been really good with their backwards compatibility.
They have been, unlike Nintendo, who, like, you need another company to make it for you.
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, what are you guys doing?
Nintendo, please, give us your old games.
So, mini rant. I was going to save it for later, but I'm going to do it now. So, they, Nintendo tweeted, or more so Pokemon. Pokemon tweeted something yesterday that made me mad. Because they said, it was either yesterday or Saturday, and they were like, on this day in 1999, Pokemon Yellow came out and everyone loved it. It's like, and they said, relive it today. And I'm like, how? Like, and a lot of people said that, like, how? Like, why is it? I say it every week. I say it every time they talk about NSO, and we're going to talk about NSO later. Why is it that there is no official way to support Pokemon prior to the Switch era, which is the current platform?
Yeah.
There is no official way to buy or play any of these games apart from buying one at $500 now. It's ridiculous. And Nintendo and Pokemon, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Stop making the MMO. Like, it's like, can we get Pokemon Red on NSO? Best I could do is a new MMO project.
If you want to play Pokemon Crystal, you have to spend upwards of $100.
Yeah.
Just to get that game.
I bought Pokemon Crystal off of Facebook Marketplace last year or the year before, and like I got lucky. This dude was just trying to offhand it. Like I got it for like 150.
Nice. I still have.
It was the most shady thing I've ever done is Facebook Marketplace. I showed up outside this Wawa at Aramingo, and it was raining. It was getting dark. The guy kept me waiting for an extra hour, and he showed up. He pulled out a little baggie. Like, it was like, what is going on? And the baggie had... I bought Crystal and Emerald at the same time, which were, like, two very high-profile games. Yeah. So I was really like, I got to get these. Like, this is a good, really good listing. I think it was the two of them for $200.
The cops were listening, and they heard you buy Crystal off the street.
It's like, yo, you got that crystal? You got that crystal? Also got Emerald. Opens up the jacket, pulls out the baggie.
Yeah.
God, it was, and it was pouring too. So I'm standing outside this Wawa next to like homeless people, like just trying to buy Pokemon games. God fucking damn it. The things that Nintendo makes me do. Nintendo made me do that because I was like, hey, I just want to play Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Emerald. And Nintendo's like, best I can do is no.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unreal. It's like, they're the worst. Speaking of things that aren't the worst, here is the Xbox coming to Game Pass soon lineup. Some of these are already available, but let's get into them anyway. October 16th, South Park, The Fractured Butthole came out on Game Pass for Ultimate PC and Standard. So this is one of those... Oh, no, this isn't Core. Standard. Sorry. My mistake. This is a great game. If you haven't played it, the South Park RPG games are really good. Mm-hmm. Donut County making a return to Game Pass on October 17th. I love Donut County. It's a fun little game. MechWarrior 5 Clans comes out on Cloud PC and Xbox Series for Game Pass Ultimate and PC. This is a day one launch for them. Mm-hmm. And on October 25th, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which is a huge release, not just in the gaming sphere, but also for Game Pass. This is coming out on Game Pass Ultimate PC Game Pass, available day one. Forced to go rogue, hunted from within. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Developed by the award-winning teams at Treyarch and Raven, Black Ops 6 is an action thriller with a mind-bending narrative and unbound by the rules of engagement. This is signature Black Ops across a cinematic single-player campaign, best-in-class multiplayer experience, and the epic return of round-based zombies. Also coming out that day is Modern Warfare 3 for Cloud, Warzone for Cloud, Ashen for Cloud. Oh, Ashen's coming out on Game Pass on October 29th. Dead Island 2 is coming to PC Game Pass on October 31st. StarCraft Remastered PC is coming out on November 5th, along with StarCraft Campaign Collection, StarCraft 2 Campaign Collection as well. A lot of great stuff coming from Game Pass in the coming weeks, especially, again, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Mm-hmm. I have to kind of critique Xbox a little bit on this one because I think they've done a pretty bad job marketing.
You think so?
So I got a text from a friend, right? He's one of my old Call of Duty squad buddies. We've been going back for years. And he texted me. He's like, "Hey, Rome, like, are you getting Call of Duty this year? Because I didn't get to play the beta. I'm not sure if you're picking it up. Like, if you're picking it up, like, should I pick it up? Like, what's going on? Like, tell me, is this game worth getting this year?" And I told him, I was like, "Well, you don't even need to buy the game because it's on Game Pass." He's like, "It's going to be on Game Pass?" He had no idea.
Oh, man.
He was shocked. He was like, it's going to be on Game Pass day one. Like, he asked me, like, to, like, clarify. Day one, it's coming to Game Pass. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, he didn't know at all.
He's like, all right, well, I'll be on there on October 25th. I'm going to get Game Pass this week. Like, I'm doing more work than Xbox is.
Yeah.
Phil, call me. I'll sell Game Passes. I will go door to door in election season.
So Game Pass.
I'll be like, excuse me, sir.
Are you registered for Game Pass? You got any of that crystal?
No! Oh my god. Anyways, I'm excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
They won't tell you this for some reason, but it's on Game Pass. And the problem is that they are you know what? They are telling people, but they're telling their Game Pass customers it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
They need to go out and they need to advertise this. Sunday Night Football should have had an ad on it.
You're right.
Where it's like
It's coming out this week, so I mean maybe next week.
I don't know.
Maybe next week. We'll see.
I don't know.
Sunday night.
I think it's just a missed opportunity. It's like they're telling their own like the Xbox Wire is telling you it's on Game Pass. That's great. Is the average gamer going to Xbox Wire? No, they're not. It's just I don't know. I think it's just them really just continuing to just mess this up, and I don't know if they're doing it intentionally or not. To be honest with you, because they still want to sell the copies at $70. So it's just like they kind of don't want to tell you.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I don't know. I don't know. Next up, number 6 in the headlines, some PlayStation news. Well, PlayStation TV news at least. God of War, the TV series, is starting from scratch as executive producers are leaving the project. A new report says that the God of War TV series is going to start from scratch following the departure of the show's executive producers. That's according to Variety, which reports that the series showrunner and executive producer Rafe Judkins and executive producers Hawk Ostby and Mark Fergus have departed the project. According to the report, several scripts were completed for the TV series direction, but ultimately Amazon and Sony decided they wanted the series to go in another direction. Santa Monica Studios studio creative director Cory Barlog remains on board as an executive producer, as do PlayStation Productions' Assad Kizilbash, Carter Swan, and Santa Monica Studios' Yumi Yang and Vertigo's Roy Lee, the report says. No announcements have been made on who will play Kratos in the God of War TV series yet. The show was initially greenlit as a series for Amazon Prime in 2022, and its delay now means that the series is likely at least 3 years away at the minimum. Video game adaptations have seen great success in recent years, with The Last of Us, Fallout, and the Mario Brothers movie all doing extremely well. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, I think it's a good idea for them to kind of take their time to make sure the show's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think shows and games are like kind of two different things. I worry about the show's future if it continues to kind of go through it. Like shows and games are a lot different. Like games, like I think there's much more patience with making games.
Absolutely.
I worry for the future of the show knowing that it started from scratch. I just feel like shows are much more scrappable. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I just think it's way more explainable for a game to be like, hey, like it took us 8 years. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Like, but if a show, I mean, to be fair, it's only been 2 years,
and we haven't seen.
But it's 2 years. It's starting from scratch after 2 years. It's like,
but also we
we'll
haven't seen anything from it. So like, I think I'm okay with it. If they had shown pictures and like, I don't know, there's not a lot of hype behind it right now.
But again, they're still that early.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But I would still be somewhat concerned about it. Next up on the headlines, Call of Duty. Back to some Call of Duty news for a little bit. Call of Duty is going to be having new audio innovations for Black Ops 6. Call of Duty is an inherently audio-forward game. The first-person shooter title released annually by Activision, an Xbox-owned publisher, leans comfortably into being more of an arcade shooter than its more tactical, hyper-realistic competition. However, there's still plenty of room for important audio cues that give players valuable feedback when playing the game's multiplayer mode or the free-to-play tie-in battle royale, Warzone. A recent blog post from the Call of Duty team takes a closer look at the audio development for Black Ops 6 ahead of the game's October 25th release date. Treyarch's audio team is led by lead audio designer Colin Ayers, who has 18 years at Treyarch Studios, and expert audio engineer William Cornell, who has 9 years at the studio. The two have worked on multiple Call of Duty titles, earning an array of accolades to go with their experience in the field. The goal for the audio team on Black Ops 6 is what we're calling the adaptive battlefield, a more purposeful and directional soundscape that focuses on the information players need when they need it while reducing the clutter of extraneous noise, said Ayers. To create a newly adaptive audioscape, the team had to capture all new sound effects and redesign old ones for every weapon in the game. From reloading and firing sounds under different environmental circumstances, Black Ops 6 didn't just have to sound like a shooter, it had to play like one with audio that gave players valuable information in the heat of battle. Everything from direction, distance, and threat level of distant gunfire and grenades had to be easy to identify, giving players the chance to create a counterattack against combatants who may be closing in on them. Project Acoustics makes it possible for the audio in Black Ops 6 to be more dynamic. Snow, for example, will absorb footstep audio, while the trees of the nearby forest may cause gunfire sounds to reflect and bounce.
That's cool.
We've been working closely with Project Acoustics team to simulate the way sound waves bounce and propagate through the world down to the smallest detail, like what materials are made of, the size and the shape of the room, and what path the sound has to take to get from where it happened to where you're hearing it, said Cornell. With an emphasis on hearing, greater accessibility in Call of Duty for those who are hard of hearing becomes more important. Black Ops 6 will be further built on Call of Duty's ongoing accessibility efforts by introducing asymmetrical hearing compensation and reduce tinnitus sound features at launch. Asymmetrical hearing loss is a condition in which a person experiences different degrees of hearing loss in each ear.
Yeah.
And which can make localizing audio in a 3D space more difficult. Black Ops 6's compensation will adjust the intensity of selected frequencies in each ear to balance the sound in a way that makes it more symmetrical to hear. And awesome. Yeah, there's a lot more information on this about like all the it's just they're really putting a lot of effort into sound design, and it's stuff like this that I always defend Call of Duty because like people say, oh, it's the same game every year. Yes, there are a lot of things that like end up being very similar year in and year out.
Yeah, it's a military first-person shooter, but there's other things.
There's always, and this is why, like again, like I will be like one of those guys. Like I always feel like I'm in such a weird like space in gaming where it's like, hey, I fucking love JRPGs. I love Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. I love Xbox games. I love the action adventure games that PlayStation makes. Mm-hmm. I love first person shooters. I love Call of Duty. Like I don't love everything, but like I really
live service. But like you like a lot of things.
I like good games. I like good games is what I'm getting at. So like when a live service game is good, I will praise it. You know what? Sea of Thieves, great game. Great game. That's a live service game. It's a great game. Great game. So I just proved you wrong. Once again, folks, live here on the podcast. You just
proved yourself wrong. You said live service games are bad, and now you're saying Sea of Thieves is great.
Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen.
Don't embarrass yourself. We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who aren't aware, please go to our Discord in the description below to find the Devro is Wrong tab where as much as I love Devro, he's my best friend. We've known each other for so long. Over a decade.
You're fool yourself. You're the one who says every time a live service game is announced, hate live service games.
I always point out when Devro's wrong, and once again, it is time to prove Devro wrong because you just said.
Tell me.
You just said that I think all live service games are bad.
That's what you say out of your mouth. You say live service games are bad.
No, I said Sea of Thieves is great. I said Sea of Thieves is great. So you've been proven wrong. You're wrong. You're the one that says You're the one that's wrong.
You're the one that says live service games are bad. You say it every week. Oh, it's another live service game. Oh, right. Sony's working on live service games? Oh, that's going to fail.
Right, because most and Concord did fail.
Exactly.
Was I wrong? No, I wasn't wrong.
And you always bombed. What did you say when it bombed? Live service games suck.
I said, yeah, they do.
And now today you're saying Sea of Thieves is great.
Yeah, because it is.
Thank you.
I don't understand. You're wrong. You're wrong. You said that I don't think live service games are great.
You said that. You said it out
I said most. That's not what I said. What I said.
Concord failed. You said, see, that's what happens when you make a live service game.
Can I speak?
Live service games are bad.
Can I speak?
Is that not what you said? Yes or no?
Can I speak? I said that live service games tend to be bad.
No, 10. Where did 10 come from?
They're usually bad. They're usually bad because they're chasing a trend.
You say live service games are bad, period. There's no usually or 10 in your wording ever.
You're wrong. You're just wrong.
We could put it on any week. We can go last week, the week
I said
before.
I'm literally saying Sea of Thieves is great. I've
Yeah,
said
you
that
said
in the
that
past.
today. No.
I've said that in the past too. You're just wrong. Stop being wrong.
All right.
Stop and listen.
It's not going to take long for you to say live service
Get
games
rid
suck
of the
again.
hat with the mid anime.
So
like
by
enough.
tomorrow, when you say it again, by next week when you say it again,
No.
I'll just clip it. That's all.
You just don't understand. Ty said, let's remember Call of Duty's main revenue is now microtransactions. With COD being on Game Pass, it allows for more microtransactions. Think about the free Genshin Impact, Roblox, Fortnite, most games, profitable games in the world. Yeah, I know, which is why it's kind of crazy to me that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 isn't getting more advertising, that it's on Game Pass. Rome said live service games like Fortnite don't make money, and Dev said Japanese games like Metaphor don't sell well. I did not say that games like Fortnite don't make money. I don't remember saying that. Devereaux did in fact say that Japanese games suck. He did say that. So Ty's half right there. Ty's trying to troll me, which I get. Like, it's funny. Like, ha ha ha. It's great.
You did say that though.
I don't think I said that exact. I said
Oh,
most live
You
service
said
games
10,
don't
it
make
depends,
money. Most of them don't. It's not. I'm not wrong.
But that's not what you said.
That's what I said.
Now you're changing things. There's a lot of retconning going on in this. It's hilarious.
I do this show every week. And
Next week you're going to be like, live service games are great.
No, I'm not going to say that. Because they're not all great. Most of them are bad. Most of them are bad. Like, that's what I've always said.
No, it's not.
Anyways, number 8 in the headlines. Black Ops 6 is going to have the small... I almost said the largest. This is going to have the smallest file size in years, which is...
insane. I don't believe it.
Thank God, because, man, they've done a really bad job in recent years. It takes up so much hard drive space.
Yeah.
But it says on PC, preloading for the campaign multiplayer portion together, they take up 56 gigabytes on PC, which is incredible, actually, considering. On PS5, the campaign packs take up 16 and 20 gigabytes separately. I don't know where the Xbox one is. I assume it's not too much different. No. VGC did not include the Xbox ones. Anyways, yeah. So it's going to be a smaller download size, which is really good. Number 9 on the headlines. Dever, I know that Call of Duty is coming out this week. So what better time to talk about the next Call of Duty, which is coming out next year? 2025's Call of Duty is going to be a semi-futuristic Black Ops 2 sequel. Currently known under the codename Saturn, Insider Gaming has learned from multiple sources that Call of Duty 25 is set to take players back to the future. And no, we don't mean as playing Marty McFly and Doc, but instead Call of Duty 2025 is going to be slated to be set in the very slight future. Call of Duty has not had a game set in the future since 2018's Black Ops 4. Insider Gaming understands that Call of Duty 2025 is currently in development as a direct sequel to Black Ops 2, being set around 2030. Black Ops 2 was set in 2025.
Okay.
As such, fans should expect the return of some fan-favorite protagonists as the team faces a new villain following the death of Menendez. As previously rumored, Black Ops 2 remastered maps will be coming to the game, but recent plans and the scope of the game have changed significantly. Previously, the intention was to have all of Black Ops 2 remastered maps released on launch, similar to how Modern Warfare 2 2009-2 maps came back in Modern Warfare 3. However, the current plan is now to launch with new maps and remastered maps in conjunction. Although only one source would comment on the change, it was speculated that the game was likely in response to widespread fan criticism that painted Modern Warfare 3 as glorified DLC to its 2022 predecessor, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Which was very true. Modern Warfare 3, probably the worst Call of Duty in a long time. Modern Warfare 3 had just 16 months of development thanks to a lack of higher-up planning and internal changes that led Sledgehammer Games to be under immense pressure and crunch to deliver a premium Call of Duty title on time. The final product resulted in a game with 16 remastered maps and a campaign that lasted under 5 hours. Despite the game's apparent shortcomings, though, it's been said that the game did tremendously well, with Infinity Ward well into development on its next Modern Warfare game. Speaking on other specific details of Call of Duty 2025, which are heavily in flux due to the game's early stage of development, it's still 22 months away from release at the time of this writing, it's understood that the game is also slated to have an overhaul to its movement system. The return of classic Pick 10, Create a Class, and Gunfight mode, and another year of round-based zombies. It's currently unclear if carry forward from Call of Duty 2024 named Black Ops Gulf War will be incorporated, but we'll have to find out. All right. I always love when we get information on the. It happens every year where it's like, hey, next year's Call of Duty, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, this one still hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. What do you do you like that news?
I mean, I really liked Black Ops 2. I like the Black Ops games. I've always been a big fan of them. I also like the Modern Warfare games in terms of the campaign. But the Black Ops games, in my opinion, have always had better multiplayer. I've always just leaned Treyarch when it comes to those multiplayer games, to the Call of Duty games. So yeah, I'm down for the lore. I worry because they've in recent installments they've kind of muddied the lore. So hopefully
it's
they
also weird
keep it intact. But.
Yeah, because they're basing it off of the old modern the old Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Or call it Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Not the newer one, which just had a.
Well, that's the thing. Black Ops Cold War took place before Black Ops 2, and then this one takes place in the 90s, so right after Cold War.
Yeah.
But before Black Ops 2 as well. And now we're gonna make a sequel to Black Ops. We're getting to Zelda timeline because it's so you got World at War. Is the first game in the timeline.
Yeah.
Takes place during World War II. Black Ops 1 takes place in the beginning of the Cold War. The very, very beginning. Vietnam, Cold War. And then Black Ops Cold War takes place in the end of the Cold War, it seems like. The 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Early 80s, I guess. And then Black Ops 2... Now Black Ops 6 takes place...
Yeah.
Right after, 10 years later, the 90s. Bill Clinton's going to be walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And then Black Ops 2 takes place 2025.
And now the next one's going to be Black
and
Ops.
And then the next year's Black
3?
Ops is going to 7? I don't know. But it's going to take place 5 years
right
after 2.
Yeah, which is in.
And then the next Black Ops will take place in September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
Calling it. So yeah, a lot of it's just I don't know. As long as the games are good and we can kind of make sense of the story, then that's good.
Yeah.
Number 10, the headlines. Something that I complained about earlier. Banjo-Tooie's coming to NSO. It's a great game. It's a really good game.
Why are you saying upset?
Still not Pokemon.
Yeah.
I just don't. I ranted about it already, so I don't want to do it again. But God damn it. God damn it. Still no Pokemon. It was easier for Nintendo to call Xbox and say, hey, can we use Banjo-Tooie? And Xbox said, sure. This is what we do now. We're cool. It was easier for Nintendo to call Xbox and make this happen than it was to put the fucking Pokemon games on NSO. I can't, you can't justify it. It would be if they, all right, here's the N64 catalog, and they're like, oh, where's Mario 64? And don't worry about it.
You know what's going to happen, right? We're going to be, I'm going to say 50 years old, and Nintendo's going to put out a Pokemon collection of all the Pokemon games.
I'll buy it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we got to get there then. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. If you're not going to put on NSO and you want to do a collection, do it. That's fine. But do it. Shit or get off the pot. That's where we're at.
We got to wait 20 more years.
So they announced Banjo-Tooie, and I had this thought process, and I know we've talked about it before, but obviously we're still going all this time without hearing about the Super Switch. Mm-hmm. And I had this thought process where I kind of I read this very excited for Banjo-Tooie, and I sighed, and I was like, they better not restart this with the next console. This better carry over this catalog, the NSO catalog.
Oh yeah, it has to.
If it doesn't, I don't know if that might be the last straw for me. I'm buying an analog 3D. If that happens, I'm 100%. I'm telling you right now. If Nintendo comes out and they say, "Hey, we're gonna restart the NSO catalog," I am not subscribing to NSO anymore, and I'm buying an analog 3D. I'm going to buy into the analog pocket. I'm going to buy all the analog consoles. I'm going to have them here forever. And I'm because I'm done. I'm officially done with paying for these games time and time again. I'm over it. It's
one of those things where
I've done it for 20 years.
I didn't even think about it because it's no, they have to. It's a no-brainer.
Right?
You have to.
Right? And then you kind of you sure?
Thinking,
you sure?
It's Nintendo.
You sure about it? I don't know.
But hey guys, we have an MMO.
Fuck. Speaking of being mad at Nintendo, I'm now going to talk about how I'm going to give Nintendo more money. Mario and Luigi Brothership's coming out soon, and I found out because Nintendo is weird and they don't tell you these things. You have to like wait for someone to beat the game and tell you that it's being co-developed by Acquire, the studio that made Octopath Traveler, one of the best games of all time. Doesn't matter how much they've hurt me, I still have to be honest with myself that it's one of the one and two best game, some of the best JRPGs I've ever played. I don't care. Nintendo should just say these things up outright, like just be like, hey.
Yeah, that's like such a seller point. Like,
It's like, hey, do you like Octopath Traveler? Yeah, like, well, they're making a Mario RPG. I'm like, okay then.
Yeah, that's
and then they're also like, guess what? It's in Unreal 5, and I'm like, why did you say this earlier? Why don't they sell their games like this? Just be like, hey, look, it's a Mario RPG. Oh, that looks cool. All right, maybe I'll get it. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Like, no, that's it. Oh, all right.
oh wait, yeah. There's
Oh yeah, by the way, it's made by one of the best JRPG developers of this generation. Oh, by the way, it's running in Unreal 5, so it's probably going to be a fucking joy to play. Like, I fucking hate them. I'm going to buy this game now because of the studio that's making it. But I still hate them. It's coming out November 7th. Go ahead and buy it. Or don't. I don't know. I'm going to buy it. I hate how much Nintendo's made me mad. Like, Nintendo and I are going through a rough patch right now because it's like I still love Nintendo.
But they hate you.
They despise me. They just hate my existence. They're like, what do you want, Rome? I want Zelda ports. You're not getting that. Okay.
Can you be realistic?
Can you be realistic? Like, okay, can I get the Pokemon Game Boy games? Not even like the DS or like anything, like just the Game Boy through Game Boy Advance would suffice for now. Can I get those Game Boy games on the NSO? Ew, what are you talking about? All right, well, can you at least make like? Can you at least like let me know who's making these games? Like, fuck you. Like, oh god. Nintendo don't have to sell their games or say anything because it doesn't matter. It sells. I know. Look, I understand that, Ty. I'm not arguing that.
The last line is so ironic.
He says the janitor with no hands down the road could be making it. It will sell.
We watched that Nintendo documentary where it's like, this guy...
Gunpei Yokoi was a janitor.
Was a janitor.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Metroid. And they're like, oh, okay, let's try it. Let's do it.
The janitors are making games, Ty.
Ty, I don't know if you did that ironically or not, but yeah. No, Metroid was made by Gunpei Yokoi. The Game Boy is made by the janitor at Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally a fact.
That's why I think it's funny. He's not wrong at all.
He's not wrong, but it's just like, I understand that, but could you still just do it anyway? Do it for me. It's like being in a relationship, like being in a marriage, and it's a loveless marriage. It's like, hey, like, you know, we're not breaking up or anything, but like, there's no love in this marriage. You know, like, bring home flowers, take them out to dinner, share a meal with them. No? No? Alright, great. Number 12 in the headlines, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is doing very well. It sold over 3 million copies on its first day available. This is a game that is on my Amazon wishlist because I want to play it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it looks really good. I used to love the Budokai games. I'm sure I would love this one as well. Did you ever play the Budokai games?
I played sometimes with Forrest.
Okay.
A few of them.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen you play. You don't really play fighting games.
Well, I always enjoyed the Budokai games a little bit more. They were more of a 3D space kind of fighting game. I'm pretty dog shit at fighting games, though, admittedly. Like, I'll be the first to admit, like, I'm really bad at fighting games. Like, that's one genre I wish I could, like, get better at. I'm just not able to. So you'll never see me doing it like competitively playing Budokai or anything like that. But next up on the headlines, I think I said 13 twice. Oh no, Dragon Ball is 12. Number 13. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the show: job cuts around the industry, and we've got a few. Number 1, Bandai Namco. They're cutting their headcount and canceling some games due to lackluster demand, according to a report by Bloomberg, which has revealed Bandai Namco has seen employees shuffled around since April 2024. According to Bloomberg, it's a result of the company canceling and pausing some of its projects due to lackluster demand. Bloomberg reports that Bandai Namco has moved some of its employees to rooms where they are given nothing to do in an apparent attempt to make them voluntarily leave the company. According to its sources, the move has already seen nearly 100 people resign since April, with another 100 expected to resign in the coming months. First of all, I read about this. Apparently, it has to do with Japanese culture. Oh, like, after this, like, the next paragraph is about it, so I'll just read it. Japanese companies commonly use expulsion rooms, known as oidashi beya in Japanese, to get staff to leave voluntarily due to the country's strict labor protection laws. In a statement to Bloomberg, the company said, "Our decision to discontinue games are based on a comprehensive assessment of the situation. Some employees may need to wait a certain amount of time before they resign to their next project, but we do move forward with new assignments and new projects as they emerge." I think it's crazy that like it's so like hard to fire people in Japan that like and Japanese culture like you can't not be productive in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
It's like you literally pay someone to sit in a room with nothing to do, and they quit.
Yeah.
Like I would never quit. I would just sit. I'd be like, all right. I mean, this is it's boring, but like,
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
it sounds easy. I'm getting paid.
I'll find something to do.
Right. Like I'll write a memoir or something. I'll write a book.
Yeah.
Unless they sit you in like a desk and you're not allowed to do anything. I would still probably try to stick it out. I think I could.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, man, 8
count the
hours
dots on the table or something.
Yeah, like I would just sit there. I would sleep. I would just sleep at my desk.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? Like, well, that's your goal anyway. So.
Yeah.
Ty says the only game that he thinks Nintendo has actually advertised the developers for is Retro Studios, for Metroid. You can tell when they announced that they wanted the world to know it's back with Retro. Well, yeah, because Retro made the Metroid Prime games. Makes a lot of sense for them to push that. Elsewhere in the games industry, there were layoffs at Don't Nod, the Life is Strange developer. They're cutting 69 jobs, which I do wonder if the person that made this decision was like, make it a funny number, so that way people aren't as mad.
Did they say, was there a reason why for this one, or is it just like...
They said, amid deteriorating results and despite the actions already taken, the company is now compelled to consider a reorganization project to safeguard its competitiveness in an increasingly demanding and competitive ecosystem, they said during their latest earnings report. Again, more layoffs, this time at Riot, which is the second time, I believe, this year that they've had layoffs. The layoffs come to the company works to make sure Riot can keep improving the league experience now and for the long term. They said the decision to make the cuts were tough, but it wasn't about reducing headcount to save money, which is interesting. So why did you lay people off? It wasn't about saving money. Okay. He says, it's about making sure we have the right expertise so that League continues to be great for another 15 years and beyond. Which I think is an interesting response. Mm-hmm. Question for you, do you believe the response? So they laid off these people, and they're like, it wasn't about saving money. It was about making sure that the game's good. These people have been there working on the game.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this? Why drink some water?
I mean, it's one of those things where I'll never know. Well, we will never know the details.
So, yeah,
the intimate details.
Speculate.
Spill
the tea, you know?
I kind of want it to just be... I mean, I don't think League is dry on money, right? This is one of the biggest...
No, they're one of the biggest games.
Yeah, so I would have to imagine it's not money. Maybe it really is just the integrity of the game they're trying to keep up.
Like Todd keeps drawing the same character. Like, hey, let's do this again.
Yeah.
They're just like...
They're
Todd, go sit in that empty room.
They might be wanting to move it forward, and they need people to help them do that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, luckily that's it for layoffs. I say luckily, but that was 4 different big studios with layoffs. Number 14 in the headlines, a PlayStation concert has been announced. Sony, Roadco Entertainment, GEA Live, Senbia, and RG Live have collaborated to unveil PlayStation The Concert. This stunning and groundbreaking live music event promises to bring the most iconic gaming soundtracks to life, and it's going to travel to more than 200 cities over the next 2 years. Featuring memorable tracks from The Last of Us, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, PlayStation The Concert looks as though it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a true PlayStation fan. They also do tease other appearances of games, not just these modern PlayStation franchises. Mm-hmm. The tickets went on sale on Friday, October 18th. I'll just say this, as a Zelda fan who went to the Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses twice, if you love these PlayStation franchises and their music, you should absolutely go and see this.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't really...
You've gone to a few Nintendo ones, right?
Well, that's what I said. I went to 2 of the Zelda ones, and I don't remember if I went to the Pokemon one. I think I did. I want to say I did. And again, like, if you are a big fan of those franchises, like, you should absolutely go. You'll have a great time. Like, highly recommend. Like, me personally, when I think of these game franchises, their music isn't what sticks out to me. I don't think they have like necessarily like special soundtracks. That's just my opinion. These are all great games. Like I love Horizon, love God of War, love The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't played yet; it's in my backlog. But like these are all great games. The soundtracks of those games don't really scream like I need to go see them live personally. But to someone else, they might, and that's why I'm phrasing it the way I did. If you love these franchises and you love the music of these franchises, go buy your tickets. Go to see this. You will not regret it. It is a special thing. Like I know Final Fantasy has done them. I know Sega's done them with Sonic. Like if you love these things, like they're really good. And like again, these are run by the IP holders. So this is run by PlayStation. They are not just going to throw some loser out there to play their songs on a recorder. Like this is going to be really good stuff. So you should go check it out. Number 15 on the headlines, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has a jaw-dropping bandwidth demand that peaks at 81 gigabytes an hour. Veteran flight sim enthusiasts and aspiring pilots should double-check their internet connections.
Insane.
The game requires a constant internet connection to play. All right, boys, back to metaphor. Enjoy talking about games while I actually play them. Filthy tourist. It really makes me feel sad. I've tried to play games. Just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I'd probably play more games this year than Ty, though.
You think so?
I think so. There's no way Ty's played as many games as I have. I'm just in a bit of a rut right now. Anyways, Microsoft Flight Simulator requires a constant internet connection. While the PC requirements for Flight Simulator list a 50 millibytes or MBS connection as meeting the recommended specs, the game's usage could spike higher in particular situations. YouTube channel CompuSymbol tested the technical alpha for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, finding that the internet bandwidth usage could spike as high as 180 MBS in certain situations. Roughly 81. You wish. How many games have you played this year, Ty? I'll look up my log right now. I actually count them. How big is yours? Let's see. How big's your game log? Mine's bigger. Guarantee you.
Oh, man.
Roughly 81 gigabytes per hour. Pray your ISP doesn't have data caps. Heard the slander a mile away. I'm an actual gamer. You're more of a journalist. How dare you? First of all, I'm not an IGN wannabe. Number two, I talk about games for the love of the game. Unlike you stupid shareholder.
He doesn't want to show his log either.
Yeah. Talk about your log. Come on, man. Stop. Don't deflect. Look. I'll let Devro tell you how many games are on my log. Because I keep it. You tell me how many games you've played, Ty. And I'll let Devro look at it and he can tell you. I won't even make anything up. He could look at it himself and tell you how many I've played. Anyways. To be fair, the usage also went well below the recommended requirements. In many places, with low detailed areas seeing the download rate fall to merely 10 Mbps. So, I mean, I'm scared to play this game if that's what's going on.
It's a very demanding game.
I'm very scared to play this game. I don't know if it does, but I don't know if I could do it. Well, it's because you can get out of your plane now. You can walk around everywhere. It's like, I don't know. I'm scared.
Just as like a Earth simulator, it's just good. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Skybox simulator.
I'm going to have to go to like my local library and play it. I'm not burning my bandwidth like that. Number 16 in the headlines. Hazelight is teasing its new game, new co-op game. Obviously, we've played all of the Hazelight games.
I love that studio.
So basically, Hazelight said, they say, now that you mention it, think you dropped this in the office at Joseph Ferris. And basically, it's a tweet. It's a picture of like a script. It says new IP. Release date is like 2020, and like the last number is like scribbled out. Okay. And also, they say Joseph Ferris says that the brand new IP is called, and it's S. The first word begins with S, and the second word of it ends with N. Everyone's like, oh, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Now we know?
Now we know, because somebody leaked it. The game is called... Hold on.
Starry Night.
No, Split Fiction.
Okay.
Okay. Suggested the game will split the screens. So Split Fiction, and a lot of people are speculating that it's going to be like heavily split screen.
I thought you said N. That's why I'm like...
Yeah, it ends with N.
Oh, ends with N.
Yeah,
okay.
the first word starts with S.
Ends with N.
Second one ends with N.
Okay.
So yeah, it's rumored to be split fiction.
Gotcha.
We'll probably see this at the Game Awards.
I hope so.
No, we will. I mean, like that Joseph Ferris and.
You think it's too early though?
No, we're gonna see it at the Game Awards.
Okay.
Like him teasing this, him and Jeff Keighley are like great friends. Joseph Ferris shows up every year. Like he's become meme worthy at his event.
Yeah.
Like he always shows his games at the Game Awards. Like the two of them are very close. Like you'll see their next game at the Game Awards on December 12th. I think it's December 12th.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Number 17 in the headlines. Some rather unfortunate news because I picked this game as my game of the week last week. Unknown 9 Awakening doing terribly. Peaked at just 285 players on Steam.
Damn.
The game launched at just a 62 on Metacritic. Received mostly negative, aggravated review rating on Steam. What's worse, most of the Steam reviews point out that they received the game for free as part of an AMD product promotion. So they got the game for free, and we're like, this is terrible.
Oh, man.
I know, I'm really upset because I thought this game looked good. I'm glad I didn't buy it, but I was very upset. One review says, wow, just wow. I got this game for free.
That bad?
I don't know. I'm so curious. I got this game for free with an AMD GPU purchase, and even then, I feel like I want a game refund.
Damn.
I was like, I got this for free, and I want a refund.
I want my money back.
Ty says, 80% of your playtime this year was on Octopath Traveler.
Oh, man.
You're on that monogamous shit. I got multiple games in my bedroom, bruv.
Oh.
You can't get... Is he fucking for real? Number one, Octopath Traveler I've only played for 2 months. So... First things first, it is not 80% of my year. That's literally like you clearly can't do math. I'm really sorry. I guess the Irish folk over there, they don't too busy being under the boot of the Queen, now King. They don't know how to do math. That's very unfortunate for them. Secondly, bruv, I got a whole fucking game room. You can't touch what I got. You just can't. Deborah, tell them how impressive the game room is.
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
Sure.
A lot of games, huh? It took Ty like 20 minutes to come up with this response. And I've easily just completely shut it down. It's just completely terrible. Anyways, people hate this game. It's doing badly. That bums me out. I'll buy it when it's $10, I guess.
Ugh.
I was looking forward to this game. I thought this game looked good.
Yeah, to get the game free and still hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hate it to the point where like, guys don't get this. Like, I got it for free.
And I wish I had my money
I
back.
wish I got my money back. Yeah, that sounds like it's really bad. I wonder what makes it so bad.
I don't know. I gotta look at. I haven't watched any of the reviews yet. But all right, number 18 in the headlines: Game Freak leak confirms you'll never be as happy as you used to be. Following comes from Tokyo. Internal documents from Pokemon developer Game Freak have been leaked online, the contents of which have confirmed what many gamers have long since suspected. They'll never be as happy as they were in their younger days. It's a quote, "It's very unfortunate that these private documents were obtained by an unauthorized third party, and leaked to the public. We never meant for gamers to discover this information and have the hope that the spark of life would return to be shattered," said Game Freak representative Konosuke Suzuki in a press statement. "The one thing keeping gamers going through the dark void that is life was a small glimmer of hope that one day they could be happy again. They were never meant to know the truth because that could affect our sales." The confirmation that gamers will never truly be happy again came from a company-wide memo that came straight from the CEO. It reads as follows. Quote, "Many gamers feel like the reason they have responded to our games less than enthusiastically is because of our lack of any meaningful innovation and the regression of polish as the years have gone on. And while that's absolutely the case, the simple fact is that the spark is gone. I think that by playing this children's game that they played when they were young, it will awaken the happiness they used to feel, but the truth is, they'll never feel that again. They now exist in a perpetually state of depression and anxiety, searching for anything that can make them feel. They are the walking dead, and as such, we should never listen to their demands to improve our games."
Damn.
Yeah. Kazuchika Shibata, one of the lead developers of the last few Pokemon games, weighed in on how this leak will affect things. He says, We do believe that this leak will affect sales. Children will, of course, still be buying the games, but most of our adult Pokemon fans don't even like Pokemon. They only bought the games with the intention of reigniting the spark of joy and happiness they had as kids, but haven't felt since they entered the working world. They did this despite knowing the games are undercooked and bad because they were desperate to try to obtain happiness. Now they know definitively that they'll never be as happy as they used to be, and they have no reason to buy any more Pokemon games. At press time, Pokemon fans online have reacted in denial, claiming that surely the next game will fix all the problems and make them happy.
Man, that's rough. I feel seen.
I agree. I agree. I think that this is complete bullshit. Surely Nintendo's going to fix it. Game Freak, the next Pokemon games are going to be exactly what we need.
I'm looking forward more to hopefully the black and white games if they're making them.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, number 19. Bloober Team says that they're done making shitty games. Their words, not mine. Speaking to GameSpot, in the wake of their newly announced horror game Chronos: The New Dawn, the team behind recently released Silent Hill 2 remake said it's looking to shake its previous reputation and emulate the critical and commercial success of Silent Hill 2. Do you think they're going to be able to do that?
I hope so. I mean, Chronos looks good. I don't think we saw gameplay really, but
yeah, I mean, we'll see. Number 20 in the headlines. PlayStation is continuing its exclusivity push. The developer for Crimson Desert, an upcoming action-adventure title from Korea-based Pearl Abyss, says that PlayStation approached them about an exclusivity deal, and yet, however, they turned PlayStation down. Let's see. They said, we at Pearl Abyss spent a lot of time considering our release strategy. Sony has essentially seen the entire game and expressed interest in publishing it, however, offering several favorable terms. If we had gone with Sony as a publisher, the game would have been exclusive to PlayStation for a year. With no release on Xbox and PC, distribution rights would also belong to Sony. Despite these restrictions, Sony's marketing power and various unique incentives were appealing. Okay. However, after evaluating the expected sales and revenue sharing structure, we decided that self-publishing would be more beneficial. It's 99% certain that we will publish the game ourselves. So I think this is a really, I guess, eye-opener. Not eye-opener, but like, because we know what's going on. Mm-hmm. But I think you might start to see a paradigm shift that Square Enix kind of kicked off, where they were like, hey, these PlayStation exclusivity deals might not be worth it for us in the long run. Yeah. So we're going to consider not taking them. Mm-hmm. Which I'm all for. I mean, I don't like the exclusivity deals. We've talked about it in the past.
I don't mind them.
I know you don't. You're wrong. It's fine.
I'm not wrong. If Xbox competed with them, wouldn't that make it better? Wouldn't that make? Don't you want Xbox to compete it? Do you want Indiana Jones on PlayStation?
No.
It should be exclusive, and that's a first party. That's first party.
Yeah.
But Come on, and then if they have the money to go third party as well for like yearly exclusives, I'm all for that, for pushing your console, for pushing your ecosystem.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing. And maybe, in a sense, you're right. Would it be different if both Xbox and PlayStation were doing it? Maybe.
And you're telling me Xbox doesn't have the power, Microsoft doesn't have the power to do so?
They have the power, but they don't think it's a good practice. They don't want to do it, so they don't. I don't know, man. Like, do you raise a decent point that if both of them are doing it?
You can't get mad at someone for doing something completely legal. Doesn't matter how what the ethics of it is. It's completely legal. They're helping the other studio. He said, like, oh, they're offering us a lot of good things. We just don't think it's better for pay in the long run.
Whose role? I don't know whose role is. Anyways.
It's just frustrating because
I
get the frustration why, like, I get it. The exclusives, they suck. And I just feel like Xbox, instead of us complaining about it, Xbox should just compete. That's
I agree.
All you have to do.
I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong on that. I'm just saying that I don't like seeing it because not everybody's doing it. That's just, I that's just how I feel. I think that they like if Xbox.
It's like if you go to a weight competition, it's like, oh, that guy's is exercising more than me. That sucks. Now he's lifting heavier weights. No shit. You go out and lift weights.
What is this guy doing? What? You know what? I don't appreciate that. I'm removing that comment. That's terrible.
You didn't have to do that.
That's threatening with violence. I'm gonna get rid of those. There you go. All right. There will be no threatening of violence here.
We already got it on recorded, so we'll just clip it.
Well, no, it's gone. I deleted it. It's gone forever.
It showed up on the screen.
It won't show up later. It's gone. Anyways. You're not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that if anything, I agree with you. I would like to see Xbox be more competitive, but
they have it all in their hands.
I just think it is kind of weird for PlayStation to kick them when they're down. Like, I mean, like, does PlayStation need to do that?
Why not? Is there ever a chance to not bolster your old ecosystem? Come on. Xbox has every opportunity. It's not like Xbox doesn't have the opportunity to do so.
You're not wrong.
They have every opportunity.
You're yelling at me like I disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
I know, it's just frustrating because...
It is frustrating because you want to see everyone compete.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're just not competing. Xbox is not competing when they have all the chips on their
What
side.
I'm saying is it seems silly to me to see PlayStation kick them when they're down. Like, they're not competing.
Insane.
They're not competing at this
insane.
point. They're not competing at this point. Xbox is literally putting their games on PlayStation.
It's insane.
Shouldn't PlayStation work on, like, making their own first-party studio, like, output even better?
Don't feel bad for them. That is insane. That's insane.
You feel bad for them. What do you mean?
Like,
I don't feel bad for Xbox.
No, I don't think PlayStation should feel bad for Xbox. Oh, Xbox is not competing, so we should slow down on the gas. No.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think you should, where you input this money to make your product better, you should do it elsewhere.
But they are. They're putting it to sell the console.
Yes. I don't know.
Like if they were doing something completely crazy that Microsoft couldn't do, I understand. But Xbox can do it.
No, yeah, I get it. Number 21 in the headlines, 700 plus Ubisoft. All right, you know what? You're getting close again. I'm about to put you in timeout.
Leave it alone.
Put him in timeout.
He's right.
Go play Metaphor.
You're booing him because he's right.
Go play Metaphor for 60 seconds.
You booed him.
You're
done.
done.
Right.
You're done, kid. Get out of here.
It's alright, Ty. I'll let people know you were here.
You know, he can go play Metaphor for a minute. He'll be back. 700 Ubisoft in France staff walk out on a 3-day strike in dispute over homeworking and pay. Talked about this last week, and it's happened. Yeah. Ubisoft France-based workers were called to participate in the 3-day strike. Yeah, a lot of them. French Game Workers Union STJV said to... Oh, this is weird. It's like some of the... This article is like not all in English. Well, that's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyways, 700 plus Ubisoft France staff walked out over the story we covered last week about the remote working conditions, how they were told they could work remote, now they couldn't. So, I don't think Ubisoft is going to change their mind on that, but we'll see.
But for 700 people to not go...
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of people,
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, man. But
it's
imagine having 700 of your employees work from home on, like, this... Like, I don't know. It's rough.
Yeah.
So many people.
Last story for the day. Excuse me. Naughty Dog's next game will reportedly offer a lot of player freedom. According to MinMax founder Ben Hansen, who said he received some information about the secretive project from somebody very in the know who worked on the game. He said the tone was like, you are all not ready for how amazing this thing is going to be. And the tone was, I'm not going to say the game that they referenced to compare it because I don't want people to be like, MinMax said it's going to be like this. But they compared it to a game with a lot of player freedom. Hansen added that the game Naughty Dog's upcoming title was compared to wasn't Hitman. Naughty Dog's head Neil Druckmann said last year he'd like the studio to focus on less traditional narrative in future projects. That's pretty much all we have about it, but...
What games come to mind when you think of player freedom?
I assume they're talking like major open world.
Yeah, I'm thinking Minecraft, like something that size.
I'm thinking Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Do you think that this project they're talking about is the next Last of Us? Because I do.
You think so?
I think that The Last of Us... for some reason, I just think that Last of Us 3 is going to be different. I think it's going to be something where...
Do you think it'll be more like created characters and not playing as Ellie or playing
Hold on. Ty, they don't even call it the FU anymore. They call it the attitude adjustment. If you're going to be a WWE mark, get it right. I'm going to put you in timeout for 10 seconds this time just for being wrong about wrestling. It's not even about video games. It's just wrestling takes are bad at this point. Take that 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Do you think it'll be more of like you're playing in the world of Last of Us, but you're not continuing that story with Ellie?
No, I think you're going to continue the story. Okay. Again, this is speculation. I'm purely speculating. I don't know a damn thing. But my gut tells me that it's like based off of like Neil Druckmann's like what he said in the past. Like the article even says like he wants to do like less traditional storytelling in games and stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just feel like they're going to be like, all right, well, The Last of Us has done like linear storytelling very well. Some people would say some of the greatest stories ever told, right? Mm-hmm. And I agree with them. I think the story is very good in The Last of Us. Bless you. At least The Last of Us 1. I just see them being like, hey, like that's the next level for us as a developer. Like I just think The Last of Us 3 is going to be very like Ellie's got to go out into the world and find stuff and do whatever she's got to do, and it's going to be like a really open world Breath of the Wild type experience where it's like maybe you're not doing like a point A to point Z linear story, but it's like, hey, go around this giant world map and just do everything that this world has to offer for you. I could see them trying that, and we'll see if I'm right. I don't know if I am, but this is purely a prediction. But I would say, yeah, the next game is going to be The Last of Us 3, and it's going to be Last of Us 3 in a Breath of the Wild type game.
Okay.
We both have YouTube Unlimited. What are you talking about? Devereaux's the one who doesn't have YouTube Unlimited. It's him.
Yeah,
He's the problem.
I'm not paying for free YouTube.
Ty, man, we gotta stop this. I don't know why you come in here and hating on me, man. Like I'm trying to be a part of the shareholders. Like I want to join the shareholders. You just won't let me. Anyways, that's it for the headlines of the week. And now, Devereaux, you're gonna read this. I don't feel like doing this week.
So man, I don't want to do it.
No, Devereaux, I'm no. You're doing it this week. Everyone, it's the Game Informer Memorial Game releases for the week of October 21st. Are you going to read off the script I sent you?
Yeah.
All right, it's fine. Go for it, Devereaux.
Let's see. We got Railroad Corporation 2, October 21st.
For PC.
Speedalama.
Yep.
PC and consoles, October 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Worshippers of Cthulhu, okay. October 21st. Claws and Chaos, October 22nd, PC. Fantasy Friends, Dream Worlds, PS5, PS4, Switch, PC, October 22nd. Forest Hills, The Last Year, Kong Survival Instinct. Let's see. The Art Collector. It's all October 22nd. Rivals of Aether 2. What's that? Severant?
Seivert?
Those are both coming out October 23rd.
You see how difficult it is? Some of these games sometimes.
Yeah. Band Space, Blood on the Thames, Date Everything, and Flint. Oh, it's a lot more. Flint, Treasure of Oblivion. Prim. Puppet House. Puppet House is the horror game?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. Shin-Chan, Shiro of the Coal Town. All these games are coming out October 24th.
Yeah. You're not even saying the consoles.
The World of... you can find it somewhere. The World of Kung Fu, Dragon and Eagle. All coming out October 24th.
Well, it's that time of year.
Yep. Barbie Project Friendship. That's important.
Make sure you say the consoles for this one. It's a big one.
All of them. All of the consoles. Except Switch.
Wait, what? You're right! Why is the Barbie game not coming to Switch? Nintendo was like, look, guys, no.
No, that's where they draw the line.
It's literally coming to everything except for Switch.
The big game, Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Yep, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PC, Game Pass, October 25th.
You got Sonic X Shadows Generations. Also coming out on everything, October 25th. Tower of Madness on PC, October 25th. And Wise X Nordics? Ease X Nordics.
All right, well, my pick of the week. Thank you. I honestly don't think I could have done that, actually.
So much.
My throat's actually starting to hurt a little bit. Black Ops 6 is my pick of the week. I can't wait to be playing it October 25th on Game Pass. Devereaux, what is your pick of the week? You have so many games to pick.
Yeah, so many games. I've actually heard Date Everything. Was that on this?
Yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
I've heard that game is actually really good. I've seen a little gameplay. It looks very goofy. You do date everything. You date your existential dread at one point.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
So, I guess that's my game of the week. I don't know if Ash has a game of the week.
What
What is Ash like?
She said Claws and Chaos
Oh, that makes
for
sense.
the PC.
Yeah, I see that.
That's her pick this week. All right. Well, this has been a great episode of the Game Room Podcast. Thank you to everybody hanging out with us here tonight. Thank you to Ty for some reason just hating all over me. Generous Lover, thank you so much as well. And everyone else in the chat. I think we got up to like 5 or 6 today. I think I saw 1 point. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
If you like video games, join our Discord. Where we want to talk about video games more often when we're not doing the podcast and stuff like that. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. We'll have the link in the description soon.
Yeah, I'll add that for next week. If you like pro wrestling, I do my AEW Dynamite and Collision and pay-per-view watch along over at our other channel, the Broken Tables Podcast, which you can find in the description as well. Ash is trying to jump all over the table. I don't know what she's doing. Anyways, we'll be back next week for what'll be... See you later, Ty. We'll be back next week for what should be a pretty eventful show. So we will see you guys next time.